back, boys and girls, to another episode of Kayfabe Comparisons. My name is Mr. Knowitall, Daniel John Schafer, and I am joined today once again by the king of frontside 180 Kayfabe kickflips, Mr. Wex breakin Lawson. Wex, how we living today?
We are living fantastic, dude. Titans are the number one seed still.
They are,
of course.
They had a bye week. That's why. Yeah.
Still that number one seed. Got that game coming up in a few days. Feeling hype. Lots of good wrestling. Feeling good. Feeling really good.
Lots of good stuff going on. Had a great show last week. Had a really good time. People enjoyed Hard to Kill. Like to see the feedback on that one. Did you get any feedback from the fans? Wexley?
No, not exactly this week. Didn't get any real feedback about the show, but I have been getting a lot more feedback on Twitter lately about some things that we're probably going to talk about in this show here.
Yes, indeed.
So I got pre-feedback already.
Yes. And the real feedback I got was that a few people agreed with me that O2 is definitely underrated as far as the roster. And I'm excited to go through this O2 journey with you guys. Really excited to continue that one and get into 07. We got a lot of really cool shit going on in the nostalgia world. But in the current events world, let's get to the next segment of the show, and it's Wexley spills the tea. Wex, what's the tea, baby?
And the first tea, the big tea that everybody's been talking about, that's changed flavors and changed bags over the past few days. But Walter, NXT 2.0 or NXT UK champion for the longest, badass motherfucker.
Yes. Everyone
Everyone knows Walter. So a few days before he made his return, his return to NXT,
right?
It was shown online that WWE trademarked a name, Gunther Starks, which, if you Google that, turns out that's some Nazi U-boat soldier from World War II, or some commander, like some Nazi shit, deep heavy. And then everybody was like, "Whoa, man, that's lame! Like, what are they doing this for? Kind of weird." And then Walter comes out, wins his match against Roderick Strong on NXT, and he proclaims that he is now Gunther.
Oh,
they didn't give the Starks, so I guess maybe that's their way of getting around it. But dude, it's pretty crazy. But if you think about it, someone on Twitter tweeted something about a Nazi painter, social guy back in the day, Hitler's favorite painter, and guess what his name was?
It was Adolf Ziggler. I saw that as well. Yeah.
Yes, Adolf Ziggler.
Yeah.
Adolf Ziggler, but very close to WWE superstar, former world champion Dolph Ziggler. And then I got to thinking. Remember Heidenreich, and they had that whole story about how he's supposed to be a cryogenically frozen Nazi, and he got shut down by Vince. But I don't know. I think maybe that might have been Vince's idea.
I think it was Vince's idea.
And Triple H rocked the Iron Cross on his gear for years.
He did. He definitely did.
I'm saying.
I agree. I certainly don't think that they're Nazis. I just think that they're really stupid, and they think that Nazis are still good heat.
Which is dumb as fuck. And a simple Google search or someone just being like, Vince, bad idea. Is there no damage control there? Seriously.
Agreed. What else we got in the world of the tea, buddy? What do we got going on?
We're going to stick
one of those tea bags.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and drop in a new tea bag. And this is going to be some more fun stuff. WWE, R-Truth celebrated his 50th birthday, which is fucking insane to think about.
That is crazy. Good for him,
50.
Dude.
Looks better than
still getting it.
Half the people on the fucking roster, which is insane.
Still getting it.
Next thing we got moving on, Raw is going to be moving to the Sci-Fi Channel for a couple of weeks for the Winter Olympics, so maybe AEW will finally have a chance for Dynamite to beat Raw. You think that could happen for the name on the Sci-Fi?
I think it is possible because the ratings are actually starting to tick up again on Dynamite, which I've noticed, which is cool. I didn't see it coming, honestly, because it's weird. If you'd think that by now they would have been higher. Like, for example, I feel like the past couple, it's been great. TV's been great for sure. I mean, AEW Dynamite's been awesome, but I feel like it's not any more awesome in the past couple weeks than it has been for the past couple months. But maybe people are just finally getting to it through word of mouth. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it's definitely possible with the move over to Sci-Fi. I mean, that could definitely help AEW in that.
Did anybody watch ECW on Sci-Fi?
I did not, for sure.
Exactly. So we'll keep it moving. Funny thing that I heard actually on the Y2J podcast that Scotty 2 Hottie said, Apparently, Vince McMahon, when he worked for NXT as a trainer, he told the trainers to dye their beards to look younger. The trainers told them to cut their hair and dye their beards to look younger, even though they're literally in the background, not seen on TV.
Okay.
Isn't that pretty ridiculous? A ridiculous request for Vince, who isn't even there.
Yeah, no, I fully agree.
Dye your beard, cut your hair. You got to look young. And we're like, what? Why do we need to look young? We're the old guys for a reason. We're trainers. What the fuck?
We're not on TV. What does that even mean?
Yeah, fucking wild ass Vince McMahon, which is he's wild because he's fucking fired half the roster, but apparently Mustafa Ali has requested his release and they're not going to give it to him. I think they finally released too many people.
I don't think that's it at all. I think it's out of spite at this point.
Ooh, it's a spite thing, kind of like they did to Pac when he wanted to quit.
Yep, straight up. That's what's happening here.
But yeah, Mustafa Ali is trapped in WWE hell, and apparently
getting a paycheck, sitting at home. Oh no! Boo-hoo.
Speaking of hell, Randy Orton says that the RKO has actually really been putting him through hell, and it's really starting to impact his back.
I'll bet. I mean, he's literally throwing himself at the mat every time he does that finish.
Yeah, he said that he wished he would have thought of a better finisher that wouldn't have hurt him so much. But the RKO is so iconic. I don't think anything else would have been as iconic as that move.
No, definitely. I definitely agree.
I mean, just like Hulk Hogan doing the leg drop every night for how many fucking years.
I feel like you could do the curb stomp until you're like 90, though.
I hope Randy gets better. I really hate that it's impacting his back. And speaking of some impact, Deonna Purrazzo, right after we got done recording our last show, she won the ROH Women's Championship on Impact and is now the AAA and ROH Women's World Champions.
Wow. Okay.
Double champ. She defeated Roxy, who rumor is going to WWE because she had a tryout recently.
Yeah.
But, they say that for other people, and there's have been people who haven't got signed that we kept saying, oh, they're going for sure. They're going.
Yeah.
Speaking in that little realm of Impact and ROH, Jonathan Gresham is set to defend the ROH World Championship at the next Terminus event against Santana.
Ooh.
Santana and Ortiz.
Santana Ortiz.
Proud and Powerful. LAX, whatever you want to call them, but Santana. I think that'll be a fantastic match. He's a great singles wrestler, and Jonathan, I think they could work a pretty solid matchup. And excuse me there, and guess who is making their return to wrestling after being out for 30 days at that event?
Tell me, just give it to me.
Shane Swerve Strickland, aka Shot, aka Isaiah Scott. Is that what he was in WWE? Yeah. I just thinking of the Swerve and Shane Strickland, but damn, he's making his return back to the ring after his 30-day what was the non-compete?
Yeah.
The 30-day non-compete clause. He's making his way, and I'm really hoping that he goes to the House of Black. I've been seeing like little teases, little hints here, there. Been hanging out with Malachi.
That would be cool.
And I would love that. Imagine that Brody King, Malachi Black, and Shane Strickland like as a trio. Yeah. The House of Black, dude. Trios champions. They ever did the Trios titles in AEW. Yeah. Speaking of, dude, great, fantastic episode of Dynamite this week, and Jon Moxley made his return looking fucking ridiculously good. Like he looked physically
looked great.
Needed to go to rehab. He looked like 5 years younger.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
his hairline
he looked significantly less puffy for sure.
Dude, he looks so good. I was like, damn, he looks better than he did like before his AEW debut. Like,
yeah.
Looked fantastic. Still was doing his stupid bullshit, that shoulder bullshit, walking like
shoulder
an idiot.
roll.
But he did. Yeah. He did cut a pretty good promo and dropped a F-bomb 5 minutes into the show.
Yeah, what happened? What was that guy yelling at him?
Some guy yelled like, "Why don't you get a drink, you like piece of shit," or something about grabbing a drink. So it was well deserved. You don't try to cut the man down when he's doing good. Obviously, he's doing good. He looked fantastic. And speaking of promos and packages, Hangman Page had a really good package. He had a really funny line. He said, "You question if I'm a real cowboy? Do you think Bob Orton went home and herded cattle after 8 days on the road?"
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
Great little line.
I thought it was great. Yeah. I thought it was really well done. Yeah.
Nice callback there. And then promos, even though Mox had that promo, the promo of the night, I don't know if you saw it. I'm sure you saw it. Goes to Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah, dude. Definitely. Cody Rhodes. Like, dude, that's what I saw too. All over Twitter, it's like Moxley. And I'm like, the Cody Rhodes promo, though, was like, that was the promo. Like, God, it was so good. Like, and dude, the dude is just, I don't know.
Dude, the delivery was there. It wasn't as classic like babyface pandering type promo. He was like
very real.
He was putting a lot of emotion there. It was really nice. I really enjoyed that. You even got Cody chants after the promo, which he was getting booed mid promo and it turned into cheers, which that's a good fucking promo.
Skills, bro.
That's all I'm saying. That's a good promo.
Yeah.
And that ladder match is going to be pretty sick. Him versus Sammy Guevara. I feel like Sammy's going to win.
Of course.
But because, Cody likes to put the people over. He's even though he has a shitty, arrogant character, I think he's probably a good guy when it comes to the boys, putting them over. But his character could use some work.
He's a baby face.
And
people
dude,
just don't like baby faces.
In the main event, Sting, old motherfucker, old as hell, was looking like young Sting, doing splashes off the stage through tables and shit.
Dude, yeah, Sting is, I mean, he's having like a legendary third wind. Like,
dude,
this whole like, you got the WCW Sting, and then you have TNA Sting that people forget about. His bell to bell and TNA was pretty damn good,
dude. It was great.
And then you have now AEW Sting, and he's still like pretty damn good. Like, wow.
Yeah,
crazy.
WWE Sting doesn't
totally dropped the ball on him. Like,
WWE Sting doesn't exist. We're gonna erase that from our memory. It was
It's just sad because it's like it could have been so much more. Like, they could have utilized him a lot more.
Dude, they wasted him. They just used him for like a glorified like Triple H and his boys have fun.
And what people forget too is that because he got hurt, but the Seth Rollins Sting match was really good until he got hurt. It was a great match until he got hurt. Like,
yep.
So yeah, he still had it, but yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the video, but Darby Allin and Sting got stuck in traffic behind a car that's license plate said AEW, and they jumped out of the car and like ran up to him and went AEW, AEW, and they were like, it's that Sting and Darby Allin. Like, think, dude, Sting, old ass fucking Sting is just having a great time. Think about that. He's riding a 65-year-old man running in the middle of the road with his face painted with like another guy. Like,
just making the towns with the boys.
That's great. That's what I love to see, shit like that. And
yeah, dude.
Tea time is over, but before we get done with tea time, we are going to get into our Rampage predictions, which is going to be a live show, so no one can cheat, no one can look at spoilers. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first matchup we have is Jon Moxley versus Ethan Page in Mox's return. I think it's a no-brainer.
It's got to be Mox, yeah.
Got to be Mox. All right. The second matchup that I have down is the Young Bucks taking on the reuniting Roppongi Vice.
I'm going to say Bucks.
I'm going to go Roppongi Vice.
I just think it's a one-off because I know that, Romero's not there for like a program. Yeah. So I think that's why it's going to be the Bucks. And they kind of need a win, honestly, at this point.
I don't know. I just like to see them get that win just because it's a nice little throwback there. All right, next matchup, Hook versus Serpentico, or however you fucking say it. We were debating on how it was said, but Hook's going to win, right? It's the Hook show.
Dude, yeah. Hottest rookie in the game. Rampage is his show. Definitely Hook.
All right, and our final pick, which we only have one different one so far, Jade Cargill defending the TBS title against Anna Jay.
It's definitely going to be Jade. I mean, Jade Cargill is definitely going to retain. There's no way she's dropping it this quickly.
Exactly. She's going to at least get 3 to 4 good defenses before they let her drop it.
Oh, I think she's going to be...
Or maybe I thought they would treat it more like the TNT title, where they would have like nice long, like decent runs, but not like a year-long run.
I don't think it's going to be a year, but I think that I think that she's going to have it. I think she'll have it
3 months, 6 months.
I'd say at least through one pay-per-view. Maybe the second pay-per-view she defends it at, she'll drop it.
Okay,
but we'll see. All
right, I like the way that's going. All right, so that goes ahead and let's see.
So what are we at then? I think the only one we disagreed on was Roppongi Vice.
So our
Bucks,
picks
right?
are the only different one is Roppongi Vice and the Young Bucks. So it's all going to come down to that match. And you won.
I'm excited.
The week before, correct?
Yes, I won the pick.
All right, so it's currently 1-0 because we tied.
Yep.
At one point.
Yeah, we did tied the week before that. Yep.
All right, so 1-0. So there we go with our AEW Rampage picks. And I guess next we'll go ahead and segue into our special episode for Royal Rumble season.
Yes, it's our kickoff to Royal Rumble season. I am super hyped for it. We are doing our top 10 Royal Rumble moments. They could be botches, they could be matches, they could be surprise entrances. really anything, your top 10 moments from the history of Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is easily my favorite show of the year from WWE. I'm super hyped for this. Making this list literally took me no time at all because it's such a memorable show to me. Wex, like overall, where do you rank the Royal Rumble in like your list of shows?
Dude, it's definitely one of those things you look forward to every year because it's a special event. You get like the returns, the surprise entrances.
Yeah.
Your old school guys, people coming in you've never seen before, and the whole pay-per-view itself, like, you usually get pretty good world title matches on those pay-per-views. Like, everything surrounding the show is a spectacle. Even though there's been recent years where things haven't gone as planned and as good as we thought they would be, you know, overall the Royal Rumble is like I know you said it's more exciting than WrestleMania because it's just for you at least.
Yeah.
But I understand. For me, it's WrestleMania and Royal Rumble for WWE. They say the big four, but it's really the big two. Come on.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, SummerSlam is like 50%. I'd say every now and then it's a must-see, and then every now and then it's just like every other pay-per-view. But yeah, and
Royal there's Rumble's no stakes on those pay-per-views. The Royal Rumble always has something it's going to impact the main event of WrestleMania.
Right.
So
yeah,
that doesn't
totally
show you the impact of the Royal Rumble and how big it is, like, over those two shows, then you're just not watching wrestling.
You're just not watching wrestling. At least you're not watching it the right way. But I'm excited to get into my list here. So I'm going to kick things off. I want to start with number 10, start at the bottom. My number 10 moment in Royal Rumble history is Ric Flair versus Vince McMahon in the street fight in 2002 over the quote-unquote ownership of the company. That match is, like, to me, was awesome, and we're going to talk about that show, so I don't want to go too in depth on the actual match itself, but like the culmination of the storyline, bringing Ric Flair back, and then Ric Flair, like, I know, like, also, like, knowing the dirt now that it's been time, and I've, like, watched the documentaries and everything, and knowing that, like, Flair was kind of doubting himself, and that match kind of, like, I mean, it was a pretty magical match for one guy that hadn't been wrestling in a long time, even though he is the GOAT, and then, you know, Vince McMahon is arguably one of the worst bell-to-bell wrestlers of all time. So, like, yeah, number 10 moment for me is Flair versus McMahon in that street fight, man. It's just a golden moment. I love it forever. Wex, where are you at on where's your number 10 moment?
My number 10 moment for the Royal Rumble was back in 2011 when Diesel returned. Because it was very, nice. It was a nice pop. I didn't expect it, and then
that's my number 9, by the way.
That's your number 9? Oh no, really? Yes. That's crazy.
Yes, no, it's great. It's great. That's great.
It was a great time. I mean, at that point, I was not watching heavy in 2011, but I watched the Royal Rumble.
Me either. Yeah.
And because it wasn't Kevin Nash coming out, it was fucking Diesel, and he had his hair dyed, and like it was all the way in, and he was even in that year of the video game.
Yeah. It was very cool. I was super into it. I was super into it for sure. I mean, because I was the same way. Like, I hadn't been like really watching because I was on the road pretty regularly, but I was kind of getting done with that around like 2010, 2009, 2010. So 2011, the very beginning of it was like the Royal Rumble, obviously first pay-per-view of the year. And I remember I think I went to a Hooters and watched this when Hooters had the pay-per-views. I
definitely watched this also at Hooters. The Hooters, either the Hooters in Hermitage or the Hooters in Rivergate, one of the two. I can't remember. But I definitely watched that. I was definitely
at the Hooters in Hermitage when I watched the show. So
we could have been watching in the same pay-per-view together, dude.
No, that's crazy. It's crazy to think about, but yeah, dude. Diesel. I mean, I'm an obvious, like, super huge, like, click mark. So yeah, I mean, seeing Diesel come back was very cool. The gimmick was very cool. The music, it was an awesome moment. What was your number 9 then?
My number 9 was actually Cactus Jack versus Triple H in the street fight from the Royal Rumble 2000.
That's solid. It's on my list. It's not nearly that low. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, that's a good one. Explain to me why it's number 9 and not higher. That's what I feel like is the question here.
I don't know, because it's not a Royal Rumble match moment per se.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's fair.
It's still Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That's why, like, the things that weren't like Royal Rumble things were kind of higher on my list.
Sure. No, I get that totally. I totally get that. That's a solid one. That was your number 9. I think my number 8 is my number 8's definitely the most recent one, and it was Edge 2020. That one was like a big pop. I had no idea what's going to happen. I feel like it's one of the last times they've ever really done surprises really well, to where like literally I don't think anybody knew it was going to be him. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was really well put together. Edge has obviously had some really great matches since he's been back too. His stuff with Seth Rollins, I feel like, has been almost untouchable bell to bell, at least from a WWE perspective. So, yeah, man, Edge coming back 2020. What's your?
That was your number 8?
Yeah,
that was my number 8 also.
Nice.
The exact same thing. So you pretty much. It was, and the thing is, people kind of knew it was going to happen, but you didn't. It was like there were rumors going around.
Yeah.
It was nice though. It wasn't like ruined or anything. It was still felt good when he came out. Like just the look on his face when he saw the crowd. It was just very unfortunate that literally like right after he came back, pandemic happened and he wrestled in front of no people.
Yeah, I agree. But also I feel like it's kind of a testament to him that he's like still going and still, and honestly, I think he had some pretty decent matches. I think we rated his matches kind of high during those quarantine shows. I think he made that adjustment surprisingly well. So where were you at? That was your number 8 as well?
Yep.
Okay, my number 7. I'm going to keep it rolling here. This is probably my oldest one, but it's Flair winning. It's starting the Rumble. Probably one of the best bell-to-bell Rumbles as far as work rate goes. One of the best. I won't say it was the best, but one of the best. And that's Royal Rumble 1992. Flair going in. From the jump and being the man. Around that time, I was like, I had just turned 7 or 8 years old, somewhere around in there. And so I was like, I don't know. And that was like the height of it.
So Flair entered at number 2?
It was 1 or 2. I can't remember. I think it was either 1 or 2. Okay. But he started the match, essentially. I
think him and Rey Mysterio are the only 2 people to ever start at number 2 to win the match.
Yeah, I know Shawn did it at number 1, but
Yeah, Shawn and Redacted.
Yeah, that's true. Redacted, yeah. Redacted.
At least that's what WWE would say. But my number 7 moment actually is the debut of the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're going to have a very similar list. They're just going to be different in like where they are and the spots, and that's cool. AJ was a little bit higher for me, not much higher, but that's a good spot for him for sure. Yeah, dude.
I thought it was great. We kind of and it was kind of a surprise because there was no NXT at that point. Every veteran from like ROH, TNA, they all had to go through NXT, and he was the first person to go straight to the main roster, which is a testament to
I think we were all expecting him to go to NXT.
Yeah.
I mean, like when because there was a lot of rumors always going to be in the Rumble, and I was like, I think he's I mean, at the time too, NXT was just really starting to kick ass, and I was like, oh no, I want him to be in NXT,
him and Finn Balor, everyone thought that shit was going to happen.
We all did, and it's kind of crazy that it never. I mean, I think it did happen on like a SmackDown or something, but
no, it happened whenever everyone got viral meningitis and they had to have a replacement match on a pay-per-view.
Oh, that's right. It was good though, as far as I remember. Yeah,
it was good.
Number 7.
That was my number 7.
My number 6 is the Road Dogg in 2000. He was like, I remember as a kid watching this. It's just his technique, and I think it's absolute genius. But if you watch the actual bell-to-bell match for the Royal Rumble 2000, the majority of the match, once Road Dogg gets in, he literally hugs the rope, like wraps it on just on the bottom rope, and just stays in a corner. And he just stays there, hugging the rope, like doesn't get in scrums with people, doesn't stand in the corner and punch anybody. Like he just holds the rope like the whole time. That's just all he does. And people try to pull him off, and he doesn't move. And I like that to me at the time. Even though I was in 2000, I was like 14 or something like that. So that probably had a lot to do with it. Number 1, I thought it was hilarious. Number 2, I was like, if I was really in this match, I would 1000% do that. Like that is the best idea. Like especially if you're like a chicken shit heel, which Road Dogg was at this point. Like, I don't know. To me, to me that alone is a moment. Like I was like, that is genius. I loved it. It's probably not on your list, but I thought I thought more highly of it than like.
That's very smart. It's not something you normally see in Rumble matches. Everyone's just trying to get their shit in, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna be smart about this."
Yes, it was so good though. Like, because he was in the match for the majority of the match, just moving from one corner to the next, and like when people, he would like get up. And then he would like kind of think about hitting somebody, and then he'd run back to a vacant corner and just hug the rope again and just hold on. It was just hilarious to me. I don't know. I thought it was super funny and super great. Made sense. What was your number 6 moment, Wex?
My number 6 moment was Triple H, his 2002 return to the Royal Rumble. You know, after he was out injured and he came back looking like a fucking beast and came back with that sick ass Motorhead theme song.
Yeah,
it was the day. It was just, it all hit all on right. All the cylinders at just the right time. It was perfect. Really good. It was right after that. What? Yeah. Oh no, he was pumped up to the gills, dude. He was juicing 9,000. Vince was in there fucking shooting him up before the show, right in his ass. Like they were getting it in. I mean, he was really. My
goodness, yeah, it's probably true though. Yeah,
that was good shit. And and ever since then, that theme song, the game Motorhead, that's the best Triple H theme song, and that's the debut of it. That's the debut of kind of like the modern version of the game, honestly.
The modern version of the game. I agree. I feel like he was never more over as a babyface than he was in 2002. That was his year, totally, to me. We're going to get into it this year. I'm super excited about covering it, so I don't want to give too much away. So now we're cracking into the top 5, man. We're cracking into the top 5 moments. And I feel like this one's going to be higher on your list. But number 5 for me is Austin winning the Rumble in 98. That's my number 5 moment. Because honestly, it was all because of feel. It's all because of the crowd. If you watch the match, it's a shit match, bell to bell. It's not good. It's just a clusterfuck of people. It's not good. But the winning was just a massive moment. Everybody kind of knew where it was going. And I was hyped for it because I was a Shawn guy too, and I was like, this is going to be so good. And it wasn't quite what we wanted it to be, bell to bell, but it was still not bad. People act like that match was terrible, and it wasn't that bad. It just wasn't as good as it could have been. But either way, Austin winning the Rumble in 98. This is my number 5. Where's it on your? Don't you have to tell me where it's on your list because I'm pretty sure it's up higher than number 5.
Yeah, it's up higher than number 5, and I use multiple Austin. We'll get to it.
Okay.
Number 5 for me. It's one of the most funny classic things that I remember growing up that led to basically just more funniness when Maven eliminated The Undertaker from the Royal Rumble.
That's a good moment. It's not on my list at all, but it's a good moment.
When he eliminated him, this was like prime me as a kid, like really watching WWF. And I remember him eliminating him, beating the shit out of him. And it was fucking Maven. Maven was the worst wrestler ever. He was the tough enough guy with no personality and fucking eliminates The Undertaker. And he comes and beats the fuck out of him like he fucking stole something from him.
Yeah.
It was great. And that little feud was kind of like teased at and all. It's just like a funny look back. It's not really a wrestling per se, great win or much. It's just great, hilarious, and memorable. It's one thing I'll always remember from the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it's a good spot. I can see that. I would have never put it in my top 10. I feel like it's a disgrace to say so. I feel that's a generic thing that all wrestling fans remember, but to me it's not that. I don't know. It wasn't I don't know. It was memorable, but I don't think it led to anything. So it's almost like I did it for The Rock. I did it for the people.
And I love
we all remember that.
I love that too.
No, you didn't love it. You didn't love it. No one loved it. It was trash. We just all remember it because of how bad it was.
Well, I was like 10 years old, so I was like, fuck, I was loving it. I'm telling you.
Well, my number 4 moment is AJ Styles coming in as number 1 in 2016. For me, it was because of all the years watching him at the fairgrounds and just also too, I wrestled on several shows, not with him, but wrestled on several shows that the indie circuit was kind of all doing, like the NWA Wildside shows and stuff like that. So to kind of see that world, and him just watches a whole ascent to being arguably one of the best bell-to-bell workers of all time ever, and then see him finally get in WWE and kill it. I don't know. It was just amazing feeling. I've been a huge stan for AJ Styles for a very, very long time, and I will continue to be probably for the rest of my life. So yeah, number 4 is AJ Styles for me. What was number 4 for you?
Number 4 for me is actually, you're probably going to be surprised, John Cena making his return in 2008 after he got hurt. And I was like, fuck yeah, he's gone, because I was actually tired of him at the moment. But when he came back early, like, even though I was not a fan at the time, it was still like a really big surprise. And he came and then started winning the titles all over again. So it's one of those things that always sticks with me, because when it happened, I was just like, no, like, how? How did he do this?
That was 08, right?
Yeah. I was like, what? No, how did he make this happen? Like, no, he's supposed to be gone. But it's one of those things, like, in the moment I was like angry and pissed off, but I always look back and think that, because that's another Hooters pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I specifically remember eating the quesadilla at that time instead of the hot wings.
Oh no, I got the buffalo shrimp. That was my
shrimp. All right, I like shrimp. I'm a seafood guy.
You're a seafood guy.
Oh yeah.
Well, my bronze medal here, my third place. John Cena's involved here. It's the Batista Cena botch, 2005, that leads to Vince McMahon tearing both of his quads. I feel like this is a work though. I feel like this whole time we've been lied to, and it's like, oh, they didn't. It was a botch. They weren't supposed to go over the top rope. And then, Vince came down. I think all of that was supposed to hapen until Vince came down and tore his quads.
Until he tore his quad.
And then when he tore his quads after that, they were like, oh, we just got to act like this whole thing was a big mistake. So he can get, I don't know how it all works, but
I understand
really
what you're saying there, because Vince, his mind, he doesn't want to make himself look bad. He'd rather make the show look like shit than make him look bad.
That's exactly what I think. That's exactly what I think. Like, to it, yes, completely. Because honestly, if you watch the show, if you watch the pay-per-view, like, I guess in 3 years, we'll be covering this if we're still doing this in 3 years. But yeah, I think when we watch it then, like, it was seamless. Like, I felt like it was all that was supposed to happen. It felt like this was a WWE thing. Like, right? I mean, I remember watching this and seeing it. Do you remember watching this live?
Oh yeah, 100%. This was another fucking. What year was this? 2005. 5?
Yeah.
Did not watch this live. Watched this later on someone's recorded tape.
I was like 20, so I watched this live. Yeah.
I watched this like later, like on the tape or something, but I did not watch it live. But I watched it that same year, like somewhere.
Yeah, it was great live. I mean, it looked seamless, is what I'm saying.
I've watched it many times, like the whole thing since then. And like, if I didn't already know about it, I'd been like, oh, okay. He just, whatever.
So what's your bronze medal? What's your third place Royal Rumble moment?
I'm going to go ahead and guess that my third place is probably your second or first place. And that's HBK and redacted Chris Benoit, both going in at number 1 in their both respective years of 04 and 95 and winning the whole damn thing.
It's not on my list.
That's not on your list?
Not on my list.
Okay, well, I know you're HBK mark, but that is my third place bronze medal, and I love pre-murder Benoit. He was a great wrestler.
Jesus Christ.
Fantastic wrestler, and Shawn Michaels also one of my favorite wrestlers. And that's just great. It's a great.
Was there a post? Is there a post-murder Benoit? Did he do it? There was nothing post-murder. Everything is pre-murder.
No, post-murder is, I don't know. I'm just saying. Murders aside, great wrestler, and he went on to WrestleMania to win the world title for real, not that last day of WCW bullshit. So, good moment. HBK, of course he went, and the Boyhood Dream. We all know how that went. I still got the Boyhood Dream DVD in there, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So that's your bronze? That's your third place? Bronze. Okay, yeah. Well, see, now we have to talk about my second place, because you're talking about the Boyhood Dream, and you're getting it mixed up. I know he went number 1 and then won in 95, right? But 96 was the year that he skinned the cat, and he won. He won it back-to-back. Yeah, the epic. And that was the year that he did the Boyhood Dream. Boyhood Dream! Yes.
Oh, I got it off by a year. But so he also won back-to-back Rumbles.
Back-to-back. Back-to-back.
Like my boy.
2-time. Talking to the 2-time. Back-to-back.
Okay.
The repeat. Yeah. I mean, also Michael skinning the cat, like that moment became Shawn Michaels is so iconic that his finish is just everybody else's move too, because everybody can't keep themselves from doing it. Like it's just that move. Like I feel like I don't know anybody that doesn't get past like suplex and hip toss and body slam before the super kick is probably in their repertoire. Like I mean, it's just
dude. I've been doing super kicks for years, slapping my leg and.
Right, but I mean, even going through training, like,
yeah,
I would say by the 4th, 5th day, you're probably doing super kicks. Like every now, like I'm not saying you're focusing your whole day on it, but there's probably like, yeah, if you want to throw a kick, let's see what you got, I think Sean, like the skinning the cat, this whole maneuver, like, is an iconic moment for the Royal Rumble. Like, I mean, other wrestlers have done it and used it just as dramatically, and I think it's just an innovative thing. It led to, arguably one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time in that Iron Man match. And I love it. It's one of my greatest Royal Rumble ones. That's my silver medal. So what was your silver medal, bud?
My silver medal is the 2018 Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns coming in at number 30. No, I'm just kidding. My silver medal was actually Vince McMahon tearing his quads because it's just fucking hilarious to me. That's my number 2.
Your silver medal is the quad?
Yeah, is the Vince McMahon tearing his quads with Batista and Cena because it's just so damn fucking funny that to think, like you said, that Vince would actually make the show look like it was a mistake and worse than people actually knowing he was hurt because he gets mad about facial hair. He wants to beat the beard. Like this man is fucking insane.
Beat the beard. Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like people with beards are what is it that he said? The Bruce? Damn it! I fucked it up. I fucked up the line, but he said something like he was like, Bruce, guys with beards are just wearing a mask in real life or something like that. It's like what? What does that even mean? Like I don't know. It's ridiculous. But he hates beards apparently. Actually, legitimately does hate beards.
Well, damn. I guess maybe that's why he hates Triple H so much now.
Ooh. Yeah, that one hurts. That one cut deep. My number 1 moment for the Royal Rumble is you put it down at like number 9 or something like this, but it's to me Cactus Jack versus Triple H. That match. Number 1. My number 1 like Royal Rumble like match moment.
I mean, that's the best wrestling at the Royal Rumble. Period. That's one of the best matches.
But it ended the show too. You know what I mean? Like it ended the show. Like it wasn't just like most of the time the Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble always ends the show.
Yeah,
usually.
But not only that, but the match was amazing. Like the match was really, really, really good.
Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that match to me solidified both guys as like supreme main event guys. You know what I mean?
Whole feud with them, like when he debuted Cactus Jack for the first time on Raw.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that whole great feud, great match. Like the Raw match was good, but this match was even better. Like
way better. Yeah. Yeah. Number 1 moment. What's your number 1? What's your holy grail of Royal Rumble moments, Wexley?
My holy grail, like I said, I was telling you, I kind of combined it as just Stone Cold winning the Royal Rumble 3 different times. 3.
Really? He won 3?
He won 3.
Did he?
Yeah, Stone Cold won 3.
Which 3 did he win?
98. 97.
Yeah.
And
no, he didn't win 97. 97 was Sean.
98, he won 3 because he's the only person to win 3.
98, 99, 01, right?
Has to be something like that. I'll look it up. I didn't write it down just because.
Yeah, you better Google that because I don't know if that's right. I think he only won 2.
He won 3.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I will say though, like, I feel like it's kind of cheating to say like, well, my number 1 moment is Stone Cold winning 3 Royal Rumbles because then you're using like a 3-in-1. It's like using a draw 2. You can't lay down 2 draw 2 cards. You even tweeted it out. Okay, so it's like I feel like that's what you're doing here. You're using like 3 different Royal Rumbles as your number 1 moment. And
you said Sean. No, you're wrong. You keep saying Sean won in 97, but Stone Cold won in 97.
Oh, that's right.
That's his first one because
that's right. Sean won the title back. Sean won the title back in 97 against Sid. That's what I was thinking. That's sorry. Yeah, he wasn't even in the Rumble.
The 98 WrestleMania is when the classic.
Sean won 96. Sean won 95, 96. He beat Sid. But that's right. You're right. So 97, 98, and win?
97, 98, and 01.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, okay. Wow. Well, guys, it's a shorter show, but I mean, it's a list show. We're just talking about Royal Rumble moments. I mean, I'm hyped for the Royal Rumble season. Look, guys, I know that there's a lot of unrest and a lot of negative things about WWE. But the Royal Rumble is always a thing, and I think it's going to be fun. And now we kind of have like, it's not even that the pandemic's over. It's just that I don't think people care as much anymore. And so we're still going to have it in like an arena, and there's going to be like surprise entrants. Like I think we're going to have, this is going to be the most active Royal Rumble we've had since like 19 or well, 2020 was actually pretty good. That was the Edge one. That was like right before the world shut down. But yeah,
I wonder what's going to happen on this one. I know we're going to get, Impact Women's Knockouts champion, Mickie James in the women's match, but we really don't have any like steam building for any rumors on the men's match.
On the men's match, who's going to win the Royal Rumble?
I mean, who's going to be like any surprise entrances or anything special?
Well, we talked a little bit about last week about who we thought maybe the Forbidden Door guy was going to be. I mean,
but the way that it's going now, they literally talked about Bobby Lashley's career on Raw the other night and just basically didn't mention TNA at all. Like, just acted like said, he went to do MMA for a while and then came back. But I feel like if they were doing a relationship with Impact, they would at least like mention that if they were.
Nah, they will on the special though. I guarantee it.
Well, we'll see.
Probably a no money deal. There's probably like literally no one's getting paid. I guarantee it's just like a, hey, we'll put your champion on the show. We'll talk a little bit about her while she's in the ring, and that's it. I mean, I'm sure Mickey's getting paid, but like I'm thinking Impact's just like, let's let her wear the title, and just say, she's the Impact Women's Champion or whatever, like Knockouts Champion.
All right. So wild prediction: Okada comes in as a secret. No, I'm just kidding. Not gonna happen.
Ibushi could though.
Ibushi?
He already has the relationship with him.
Yeah, and a lot of New Japan wrestlers like work on a free. I don't think specifically Kota Ibushi works on like a freelance contract where he can wrestle for whoever, like DDT and this, that.
I know he wants to be in a Royal Rumble. He's said that in like interviews before.
Dude, if Kota Ibushi came out just for a one-off in the Royal Rumble, people would lose their shit.
Right? I feel like that'd be cool. I don't know. Like that now it's like, I mean, honestly, only Marks would care. Like, and I feel like that we got Johnny Knoxville in the Royal Rumble, for Christ's sake. It's not going to be, we're not going to get some wrestling god. And honestly, like to me, honestly, if Kota Ibushi comes out, what do we get? We're not going to get actual good Kota Ibushi work. It's a Royal Rumble. So it's like, to me, that's a waste. Like, I'd rather a surprise entrant be a gimmick guy. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, this might sound crazy, but I could totally see them doing it, and I could totally see Bray Wyatt doing it. Like, but Bray like just being Bray, like or like swamp leader Bray with like the Hawaiian shirt and the hat or whatever. I could totally see him coming in for one, or Bo Dallas, or like one of those guys. You know what I mean? Like one of the older NXT guys that have been out for a while. I think Corey Graves is probably a no-brainer now. But
Graves, I forgot because he got cleared. Maybe we might see some cool shit. Hopefully, we get a nice classic entrance, a nice surprise.
Okay, if you could pick anybody from Impact to be in the Royal Rumble, who would you pick?
I would probably say Moose.
Moose is a good one. I'm gonna go Josh Alexander. Like
that was on the tip of my tongue. That was like
that's
almost
my
said
heart.
that, but I went with Moose.
But I mean, if I work at Impact and they say, hey, you can send anybody you want, send one guy, I'm sending Moose, of course, definitely.
Or Big Ass could come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, he might be in the Rumble. Who knows?
Hey.
But yeah, for me, okay, AEW. Pick one guy. Who would it be?
From AEW to show up in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Somebody like Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes or
no, that's me for sure. Definitely, it's
Cody Rhodes because a former WWE guy, but he left like on bitter and he still talks.
Yes.
It'd be great because we wouldn't expect. It'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Or John Moxley. I think, and this is why
I wouldn't really care as much.
This is why I think it'll work. This is why I think it would work. I think he would come back, do a one-off, and just do the Rumble, and then have a little backstage segment with him, and he could do like I owed him one type thing because that they paid for his rehab. So I could totally him being like, this makes us squared. I don't owe them anything. Like that does seem like a Moxley kind of mentality. You know what I mean? Like I come back, I play your Dean Ambrose character for one night. I give you a little fist thing with Roman and Seth randomly somehow. We make that happen.
They always set that up in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So like, why not? I mean, I could see him doing it, especially if they're like, yo, we'll give you $10,000, come out. bump with a couple of the kids, take a bump over the top rope, come get your check, and do a couple backstage segments, and we're done. Like,
that could work.
Do you think Tony Khan would say no? Hell no. Tony Khan would be like, yeah, definitely.
That's free publicity for AEW.
Yes, and everyone being like, oh, why would Tony Khan? Tony Khan would put anyone. Tony Khan, if Punk would do it, Tony Khan would let CM Punk do the Rumble. If Brian would do it, I don't think, honestly, this is might piss some people off.
We haven't seen him on TV in a while. You never know.
I don't think that WWE wants Brian. I don't think they want him. They could have made him a higher offer. They could have made him stay, and he would have stayed. He would have. They don't want him.
His wife is still there, though, so that's why they still have that connection. So think about that. And his father-in-law is fucking Johnny Laurinaitis. So if anybody can get a one-off in the Rumble, it's him.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be, I guess. Honestly, it all makes perfect sense, and that's what I hate about it.
As Bryan Danielson and come out to his new music.
No. Actually, now the more I think about it, he should come out as Daniel Bryan because he's a heel in AEW, so it would make more sense. Like he could come back and be like, "Oh, I had to go make more money in like the big boy camp or whatever." You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's something that he could use really well.
He's good at mentioning WWE,
and it would get him heat in AEW by being Daniel Bryan again, which makes perfect sense. Which I hate because I really don't want it to be him. I mean, I like Danielson. I just don't want it to be him. I really, really want it to be Cody Rhodes. Like, okay. How about this one? A random obscure promotion. GCW. One guy from GCW.
Nick Gage, for sure.
In the Rumble?
Nick Gage in the Rumble.
Nick Gage?
100% Nick Gage in the Rumble. I would love to see that shit. Him come out on WWE television. Yes, Nick Gage.
See, okay, yeah. That's
equipped with a fucking stapler, like.
See, I would have. Okay, I know Janela kind of has an AEW deal, but I feel like he's never on AEW, and he's like Janela is like a main face of GCW, like in my opinion. So I would say Janela, but just because I think he would bump well enough, and like I think he'd make it funny, and honestly, I feel like even his vibe would fit better on WWE TV. Like I feel like it would.
I just think Nick Gage. Just imagine him. Nick Gage in the same building as Vince McMahon, in the same room, walking through Gorilla, like.
Oh God!
Just him being like all fucking serious because.
Could you imagine just like knuckle dragging Nick Gage up at Gorilla, just like, just like mouth breathing and and having Vince just sit there on the headset being like, all right, pal, you're gonna go out there and you just have a good time, all right? I can just like what. Oh God,
Nick fucking Gage, and they would never do it because the whole Dominoes thing, which that's the whole reason I thought about that. But WWE, they say that they don't try to like slam AEW, but they do every chance they get in the media, like to the papers and shit. So
to the papers,
newsy.
They got it. They talk and chatter in the papers about us.
Yeah, of course. I read my paper every day.
Oh my goodness. Okay, last question. Alive or dead? Anybody that you could just drop into this Rumble as a surprise entrant? Who would
Alive or dead?
Yes.
Macho Man Randy Savage as Bonesaw.
As Bonesaw. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go Owen Hart for sure.
Okay, I thought you were going to say redacted, but Owen Hart's cool.
And with that, thanks for hanging out with us for the kickoff of the Royal Rumble season. And we are like getting into a lot of really awesome Royal Rumble shows coming up in the weeks to come. And the Baker's Dozen is going to be happening again in February. We already planned. We're going to have, I think he's actually going to have Akira, the deathmatch wrestler, on the show,
yes,
right?
Akira, awesome deathmatch wrestler, and he is also just great wrestler in general. So
in general, yes.
You don't want to pigeonhole him to the deathmatch category because I've seen him work, baby. I've seen him work a few matches live.
But legendary in the deathmatch realm.
Oh yeah, he's a deathmatch motherfucker too, for sure.
Yes. Yes. And I mean, GCW kind of is well known for their deathmatch style as well. And that's what we're covering next week. It's GCW The World from the Hammerstein Ballroom 2022. It's going to be going up against WWE's Royal Rumble 2007. So we're going to be watching that Royal Rumble. I'm pretty excited about it.
Akira may be on that GCW show.
Maybe.
Been
We're
on a bunch
definitely gonna
recently, so you never know. We may have a guest who's on a show we covered. That'd be fucking sick, wouldn't it?
It would be sick. It'd be a good time. I'm excited about it. Royal Rumble 2007. Do you have any hot thoughts about that one, Wex?
It's been a while. That was another. Actually, that was probably the beginning of me watching pay-per-views at Hooters, and I probably watched Royal Rumble 07 at Hooters in Rivergate for sure. Didn't start doing the Hermitage ones till like 08, 09, 07 maybe, but I know the early days. Early beginning of me getting back into WWE, definitely Hooters and Rivergate. And I'm looking forward to it. No, that was WrestleMania. Never mind. But this is going to be a good one. 07 was good. 07
was good. It was a good year for sure. It's a
yeah.
bunch of title matches on the line too. I think that means like World Championships on the line, WWE Championships on the line. I think maybe the tag titles are on the line too.
I forgot. 07 is the year of Redacted.
It is the year of Redacted.
Because that's the year I got back like really heavy into wrestling, and the Redacted thing happened.
Yeah,
we'll get to it eventually.
We will get to it. We will be covering it for sure. 2 weeks from now is the new Royal Rumble, the new one that's going to be happening. I'm excited about that one for sure, and it's going to be going up against WWE Royal Rumble from 2002. We're continuing our trek through 2002. I'm very, very, very excited about that. Yeah, man. We're 2002 Royal Rumble. That roster. It's gonna be so hype. I'm pumped for it.
Hey, I'm ready to see Scotty Too Hottie.
Scotty Too Hottie. Wow.
And the Hip Hop Hippo.
Man, my goodness. Goodness, Wex.
Think about that like that in 2002 and like that era. There were just so many like good random teams like that. Like those two guys were both good on different teams, and they're together. Taz and Spike Dudley are tagged. Like there's just so much weird good teams in 2002.
Yeah, Billy and Chuck just got their start. It's a good time.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, Scotty Too Hottie revealed on Jericho's podcast that Vince pitched the Billy and Chuck thing to him and Brian Christopher first, and Brian Christopher said absolutely not.
Too Cool worked out, so what does it matter? I think Billy, I was literally about to say how Billy and Chuck was an underrated tag team, though. I thought it was great. I don't know. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was hilarious.
It was good shit, but think if they could never do like a gay gimmick these days because that.
Oh, no. Yeah, totally.
But technically they were never gay. They said they weren't gay.
Yeah, they were very clear.
We're just really good friends.
Several times. Yeah.
They were just good friends, and they were going to be a tag team that was married forever.
And they're like the cozy.
Yeah, cuddle with your buds, Cuddle with your boy. Good time.
Cuddling with the boys. Nothing wrong at all. You can always find the show at KayfabeCom everywhere except for TikTok. It's at KayfabeCom Pod. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, man. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a follow. Share us out to your friends. Comment. I don't know. I'm old, but I know we're going to be on YouTube with our faces, and you can hear this on all your podcast feeds. So hit that subscribe button. Leave us a 5-star review. You can always find me at Daniel Daybreak on all of the socials, like pretty much all of them: Foursquare, MySpace, LiveJournal. That's where you can find me. Wex, where can they find you, man?
You can find your boy Wex breaking the Lawson at Wex breaking the Lawson on all of your social medias.
Pow. That's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week. We're out. Peace.